Hello, and welcome back to Shadowrun, where I completely forgot, until just loading in the game now, that there's this whole mechanic that I forgot existed and that I should use, because the little blinking yellow thing was not aggressive enough. That's not a complaint. I appreciate the game not bullying me into using it, but also, yeah, I forgot. So, okay. Let's see here. What have we got? Um, 2 damage per. I mean, it seems a waste not to have her primarily as a melee specialist. Razor slash followed by a kick pierces up to 1 armor, may do AP damage, cost 1 AP, cooldown 2. That seems great. 2 damage pierces up to 2 armor, cost 1 AP, cooldown. Yeah, we're going with that. I mean, yes. Why does it still have a little up arrow? I'm not sure why it's got a little arrow still. But, okay. Let's see. Electrocore now strips 1 armor from affected targets. That seems handy. Thrown weapons increasing his accuracy with throwing knives. These specializations feel weird because they're outside of the main skill branches. Because a lot of these, well, at least this one would theoretically be part of upgrading his ranged weapon skill? I don't know. Probably something related to his dexterity. But this one seemed, I mean, that's just a straight upgrade on an existing ability, so it seems better. And then we couldn't decide whether Iger should be primarily sniper or shotgun, because both are really useful. It's kind of unfortunate that they're both on the same person. Sniper rifle ability that increases the accuracy by 35% for one shot. Cost AP 2, cooldown 3. I don't think that's that useful because I would rather have somebody else cast the aim improvement on her. Though 35% is more than I think even aim 2 does. I think aim 2 is 25%. Shotgun ability that imbalances targets, making them easier to hit on subsequent attacks. You know, interesting. So they also upgrade their. So these are the upgrades to their other stats as well. I think I'm going to go with that one. I think having her up close and personal is going to be a little bit better. Since she's, you know, also a little beefier than the rest of, than me and Dietrich. Okay, so why do we have two? Hold on. Oh, it's because there's 2 ways to get to it. Okay. So, time to head out of town. Dante, are you coming with us, or? You're at least down here. Oh, you are coming with us. All right. Well, this is interesting. Oh, we're literally coming to a place in the U-Bahn station. The only active console in this derelict span of U-Bahn platform is an old video arcade machine. The CRT monitor set into the machine's cabinet glows invitingly. Cheerful pixelated graphics swirl and dance on the screen. Investigate the machine. At the base of the controller panel, you find a cleverly hidden input port. The port is shrouded in black plastic, and it appears to be the approximate shape of a typical cred stick. Amsel's encoded cred stick. Insert Amsel's down payment into the machine. Internal motors grip the cred stick and pull it into the machine. It disappears into the port and the screen goes black. Moments later, a video image fills the screen. The picture is dark and grainy, a far cry from the bright, colorful sprites that previously inhabited the display. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled straight from an old detective movie. From the Venetian blinds on the windows to the great swaths of shadow that paint the walls black. Center stage, sitting behind a large mahogany desk, is the silhouette of an impressive-looking woman in a charcoal gray suit. The tip of a cigarette glows cherry red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light, and you catch your first glimpse of Alice. Her face is all hard planes and sculpted angles, with high cheekbones and almond eyes. Her lips are painted a frigid blue, but the look in her eyes is even colder. A head of lustrous black hair is interspersed with flowing streams of cyan light. Alice exhales a plume of smoke, then tips her cigarette into a nearby ashtray. She fixes her eyes on you, and her lips curl into a humorless smile. "We're on your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for." "I need you to find someone for me. Dr. Adrian Valclair." She raises an eyebrow. "The Dragon Slayer? Interesting. He's been missing for a long time." "Yes, he has. The question is, can you find him?" She looks you in the eye, and the smile disappears. Her voice is all business. "If he's out there somewhere, I'll find him for you. He could be living under an assumed name in California Free State, and I'd still track him down. And if he's not alive, I'll tell you where you can find his corpse." Well, that's interesting and potentially a spoiler. What does that mean? Now I'm reading too much into that. Also, who the hell has decking 4 at this point in the game? That feels weird for that. Like, that's really leading. And they showed it to me even though I have no real way of I don't know. All right, I'm satisfied. Let's talk about the job. Alice steeples her fingers. "All right, here's how this is going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I've finished, you're going to bring me a cred stick encoded with an encryption key that I'll provide you. That cred stick will have 50,000 nuyen on it. When I get my cred stick, you get your information. This is the deal. Take it or leave it." Do I want to piss her off? Can I piss her off? I suspect she's going to be very cool about it, but yeah, why not? Price gouging, huh? For a neo-anarchist, you sure behave an awful lot like an old-world profiteer. Alice smiles at you sweetly. "I wasn't aware there was a difference between the two." That's a very good point. It is a very good point. Anarcho-capitalism, as I've previously mentioned, is kind of a joke. "In all seriousness, I'm charging you what the job is worth. Do you know how much work it takes to find a digital ghost? There's going to be wet work, breaking into government archives. Hell, I might even have to commission an expedition into the SOX. This is a serious undertaking, friend. Now, do we have a deal or don't we?" All right, Alice. It's a deal. Okay. But remember, you say go, and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. Are we square on this? I don't see what choice I have. I need that information. Good. I'll be in touch. The screen goes black. Moments later, the machine reboots. The colorful sprites you saw when you first approached the arcade cabinet return. There's nothing more to see here. Alice is gone. Alright, well, I thought we were maybe gonna go to an actual place, but this is an interesting twist. Come on. Come on. Alice. Did you make contact with Alice? Whoops. How could I know a game ago that my name was going to be a problem? Yes, I did. She accepted your payment and I ordered the search of the information we need. Very good. I can't imagine this will be cheap. What was Alice's stated price? You're right on that count. 50,000 new yen. He shrugs. It is about as I had expected. Thankfully, we are prepared for this. I have established contact with a number of new clients. You can find information on the jobs logged on your mission computer. One job's file is on there already. While you're working to earn Alice's fee, I will continue to dig for clues about Ferschwinge. If she is, in fact, roosting under the Hartfield Manor, then there must be some evidence to support that fact. A dragon is a large thing to hide, after all. Be careful, Paul. Remember what happened to Monica. I will never forget. Don't worry, Alice. I'm going to conduct my investigation the old-fashioned way, through contacts and deduction and careful observation. I will not jack into the Matrix until this entire sorry episode is finished. That's probably wise. Speaking of doing things the old-fashioned way, Mallet is working to recover information off those other DVDs. It's a painstaking process, and it will not be quick. But she is optimistic she will be successful in time. Finally, I have been checking up on our friend, the orc with the skin grafts. I haven't heard anything back yet, but I'll keep you apprised as this situation develops. Sounds good, Paul. I'll go check up on those jobs. One last thing before you go, Alice. Samuel Beckenbauer wanted me to pass a message to you. Do you know him? The orc that runs the shelter across the way? Yeah, we've met. Ah, well, he has a job for you. He wouldn't discuss it with me, but he promised that it would prove worth your time. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, well, let's go talk to Beckenbauer. As a preliminary. Hello again, mein Freunden. What can I do for you? I heard that you wanted to talk about a job. Yes, I do. Thank you for coming so promptly. He takes a deep breath, slowly releases it, and looks you in the eye. Tell me, what do you know about the Humanus Polyclub? They're an anti-metahuman hate group. He nods. The largest and most well-funded of its kind. The instigators of the Night of Rage and the enemy of everything that I stand for. Night of Rage? A worldwide race riot that took place in February of 2039. Thousands of innocent metahumans were attacked, beaten, and killed. Women and children were corralled into warehouses for protection and then burned alive when the structures were put to the torch. That is what Humanus stands for. This is the agenda that its leaders strive to advance. They will not be satisfied until all metahumans, everywhere, are driven from the face of the earth. Tell me what this has to do with me. He nods. Yesterday I overheard one of my assistants talking on his comm. He was yelling, clearly agitated. I questioned him and he confided in me. What he told me made my blood run cold. Let me guess where this is going. Humanus is planning something, an attack of some kind? He nods. Yes, I believe so. The Berlin chapter of Humanus has arranged to acquire large shipments of an extremely hazardous chemical. Their leader, Volker Stahl, is a vicious ideologue. It goes without saying that whatever he intends to do, it won't be good for us. I want you to infiltrate the smuggling operation that is delivering the shipment. Once you arrive at the Humanus compound, you will find out what they're planning to do with the chemical and put a stop to it. What makes you think they'll talk to me? I'm no more human than you are. Many of the smugglers are metahumans. If you travel with them, Humanus will allow you into their compound. The rest will be up to you. Why would Humanus deal with a metahuman-run operation? Presumably because they're the best option available. Stahl is nothing if not pragmatic. He will work with metahumans when it suits him to do so. When he's finished with them, he'll discard them and move on. Wouldn't it be easier to just hijack the shipment? Why allow it to get to the Humanus compound at all? He shakes his head. No, stopping the shipment would not stop Humanus. They would merely acquire another. For a pack of snarling racists, they are extremely well funded. Let's talk compensation. What does this gig pay? I've contacted sister organizations across Berlin and taken up a collection. Between us, we have raised 22,000 new yen as payment. That's a fucking hell of a lot, dude. I think that's about as much as I made in the entire prior game. I trust that this will be sufficient. Oh, this is rude. I don't really like this. But it feels weird. I don't really want to squeeze him for more money. But there is part of me that says play the metagame and try and get some more money. And given that it's, worked directly into the narrative as having a socialite capability, makes me feel gross, but I'm going to do it. I know how much money you nonprofits keep for yourselves. You can scrape together more cash than that, and you know it. He lets out a deep sigh. You're wrong about my organization. I keep nothing for myself. Nothing. But I will see what I can do. I might be able to call in some favors and raise you another 500. Well, if it's only 5... now I feel bad. You do that. In the meantime, I'm in. He nods. Excellent. I am relieved. I will make the arrangement for your meeting with the smugglers. Their leader is an elf who calls himself Maxim. Take the U-Bahn to Schottenest, and you will find him waiting there. Best of luck to you, Alice, and good hunting. Know that you are doing a great thing for the metahumans of Berlin. Your efforts will not go unrecognized. Okay. So, can I also... Can I also get another mission? Or is it one at a time? I hope I didn't lock myself out of something else. No, it's still marked there, so... It works jobs directory. Read pending pharma cleanup job. Amsel's face winks onto the screen. This is weird. Why would you record? Here you will find the complete transcript of my conversation with Herr Fuchs, a potential client. The job seems to be relatively straightforward, and the payout is reasonable. One word of caution before you proceed. There are aspects of this run that you might find morally troubling. Be sure to read and understand the specifics of the job before accepting. If you do accept, you will be expected to carry out the requirements of the job in full. After reading the transcript, you may choose whether or not to accept the job. If you respond in the affirmative, our client will be notified, and I will make all necessary preparations for the run. Okay. I'm actually going to cut the episode here, and when we come back, we will read up on this, and then start the other job, since I presume we can only have one active at a time. Anyway, I'll see you guys for that next time.